My name is Lucia and I have the honors to introduce our project, which is a proposal for engaging people in learning from good practice through creating a self-sustaining community of practice for the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. UNHCR set up a community of practice 7 years ago in order to engage staff in learning from new approaches to age, gender, and diversity. The post was discontinued and the community of practice is no longer active. Dr. Leslie Groves took the initiative to bring our project out of the organization and recruited interested members to provide effective learning opportunities across the organization. Since knowledge management is recognized as a valuable tool to assist in creating better solutions through shared experiences, we came together as a group through our course to provide a venue to propose a solution. If the proposal is accepted, we should be able to move into implementation after 8 weeks. Let's look at what happened during this past 8 weeks.
Hi, I'm Leslie. I'm going to just talk us quickly through the main constraint probably our project faced, which is the organisational constraints. Strategy was not an issue for us because the organisational strategy, the organisation is the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, does promote the protection of all its persons of concern, including those who have the greatest needs. And our project was very much about trying to support sharing and learning on good practice around how to actually meet some of these more hard to reach groups or people with really quite specific needs that might not be addressed through the mainstream actions. So our main issue was around the structure. It was around hierarchy. So our principal gatekeeper, we were waiting for approval from her this week to go ahead with the project, and unfortunately she had to go on an emergency mission. So this has sort of slowed us down, and I think across the last 6 weeks, while staff resources were allocated to supporting our project, those resources got taken into the Syria emergency situation. So I think it's a question of timing, and possibly the project might have gone quicker if we'd been trying to do it at a different time. But I think that's also organisational realities. Trying to get a project running in 6 weeks is pretty short for this kind of big United Nations organisation. Resource constraints, the primary one we had was around staff time and getting people to have time to engage with us. The lack of resources was an issue at the beginning, and we thought it would be a big issue, but in fact it made us be a lot more creative, which I think is something that also we've learned from the course, to try and look a bit more beyond the fact, oh, we can't do it because we don't have enough money. So that was actually quite supportive probably for us, the lack of financial resources. I think that's my time up, so I will hand you over to my colleague. Thank you.
One of the biggest constraints in our project was the time constraints. First, we had some time constraint in our group. Our group is made up of very busy people, and we are also located in different time zones, so it made it all a bit more difficult with different times. Second, the people at the organizations are also very busy. Employees have great ideas and they would have a lot to share with others, but they just don't find time for it. They don't find time to add lessons learned to the knowledge database or have a knowledge sharing session with colleagues. Staff at the organization needs to see how sharing the knowledge they have help them to do a better job in less time. Moreover, some time needs to be found for learning. Since we are making a pilot in LinkedIn and not everyone is familiar with using virtual platforms, some time needs to be dedicated for learning. In the long run, it will be beneficial and save time.
Hi, my name is Sarani and I have the honor to talk about failure and successes. The failure. We are still waiting for answers from our key client, so we could not start our pilots from our prototyping yet, but we have achieved several things. First of all, we have decided that our client should start with a pilot in a LinkedIn group. We think that this could be a seed which can grow. Our client can see who engages and what the staff will again engage around. They can see what are the topics. They can see what are the risks. They can see if there will be people who will take over the facilitation which our client cannot resource. And we also found that staff is already using a lot of social media. Staff is already connecting. And we all know LinkedIn is something really easy, accessible, and known to many. We have demonstrated to the client that they can reduce their text-based best practices to something smaller and more focused on what is in it for me, for staff. And we think that LinkedIn should set up a best practice CV. With this, we can revive around the world the use and the engagement with best practices.
Hello, my name is Anna. I have a chance to present our group to you, a group of 4 amazing women spread around different locations, sometimes also different time zones, dealing with time and technical constraints on a daily basis, since we cooperate using Skypes and dozens of emails. We had a main coordinator, Leslie, but we split our work and each of us had a chance to facilitate one of the sessions. We have never met in person, but we put a bit of effort to get to know each other a bit and use the experience of each of us to the group advantage and the project advantage. What personally I take with me, apart from learning outcomes of the course itself, is the company of 3 other amazing team members and their experiences.
Well, this concludes our presentation. To summarize our presentation, we have to say that we have succeeded. We have succeeded in completing our proposal. Even though our authorization to move forward has been placed on hold by other significant priorities, there is hope that our project will move forward over time. It has been an outstanding honor working with a great group of professionals committed to learning from one another in spite of our busy schedules. We all came together and made all possible to see our proposal completed. I would like to take the opportunity on behalf of our group to definitely thank Dr. Owens and his staff for providing so many valuable learning tools. It has been an outstanding experience for everyone in this group. Thank you so very kindly, Professor Owens. Thank you so very much.